Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nothing Media. Welcome to Lisa Lennon's monthly talk. Hello, Lisa. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good, thank you, Emerson. Is that it? Am I good to go? Where's he gone?
Yes,
I'm
yes.
good to go. All
If
right,
you have
okay.
any questions, please type in on Zoom, or if you are on YouTube or Facebook, please type it there. Please visit Lisa's page. There's a PayPal link there if you would like to donate. And take it away, Lisa.
Thank you. So, welcome everybody. Just a little bit about myself. I do weekly meetings on YouTube and Zoom. It's a subscription, but not much. What else? That's pretty much it. I do one-to-ones, and if you'd like to donate for my time for this, I'd be very grateful. So, where we are. It's the funniest subject, isn't it? Because talking about the most obvious thing, which is just actually just being alive, just being here, just here, just this. There's no words for it. There's no words. People get confused. Like, what do you mean by here? It's like, well, just basic. Everything I use, all the words I use is basic. I don't use any highfalutin words, and I don't. There's no implication of anything that is not in the direct the direct of experience of just what's happening. And what's happening is actually amazing because it's the whole of life happening. And people often go, yeah, but I don't want just what's happening. I want the good stuff. I want the good stuff. Actually overlooking that the whole of life is happening. And it's just completely miraculous. Every single nuance of it, the way it just perfectly holds together, the way it's just absolutely ingeniously perfect all the time. A word I like to use is elegant. There's an intelligence in it. It's not, it seems like it's chaotic, but it's not, because it just holds together constantly. And you know, most people are not most people, but people who are seeking are looking for a different this. They're looking for a way out of this, or a way into this, or I'm missing something. They're talking about an experience which I'm not having. And you know, that's fair enough. They're talking about that. But the thing is that you don't need an experience just for it to just be. That there's no experience of it. There's no getting of it, because you are it. You are the whole of life. You're not separate from it. You're not. There is no separation in it. It's just constantly happening, and there's no rules to that. So often in non-duality, there are rules. Very hidden rules, actually. I'm sorry to maybe offend the hardcore non-dual people here, but there's the rule about you won't get it until the me falls away. Well, what about there being no me and there being no me? What about that? What about it not being a thing? What happens when it's not a thing? It's just life happening. What happens if there's no process of thinking I have free will or I don't have free will? Because those mental processes don't actually make any difference to anything, because you'll just do what you do, regardless of the idea that there's free will or no free will. There's just life miraculously happening constantly. And in seeking, we want to have an answer to that. I want to package up the whole of life, the universe, and everything into a nice little neat box that I can show to my friends. So I need to pack it up in a religion or a philosophy, and there's nothing wrong with all that stuff. But I think most of us here are not here for that, really. I don't know what we're here for. What are we here for? Are we here for an answer? Well, good luck with that, because there's only ever what is, and it never provides an answer. Because as soon as there's an answer, it's boring. It's never good enough. Oh, that seems like a great answer. Oh yeah, I'll write that in my notebook. That seems like it's a thing that I can understand. But then it doesn't become anything, because everything is already always itself. It's always unfolding and moving and flowering and this and that and toing and froing. Are we here to look for a permanent experience of happiness? To find happiness? You know, I mean, would we really want to be constantly happy? Or would we want that bit of grit in our life? You know, who wants to read a novel that's just happy, 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 happy at the end? Nobody. Nobody. As humans, we love a bit of grit, don't we? We love a little bit of juice. I think happiness would be pretty boring if it was constant. Constant bliss. What's that look like? Dull, probably. And then trying to get to constant bliss. You know, you're dying for a good old cry, or a good old, you know, gossip, or a good old rage at the world. It's like, no, 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 no. If I allow this sort of thought process and feelings, I'm never going to get to the know me state. Because we never get anywhere. I mean, just look at it in your own experience. Have I ever actually moved away from what is? Has ever actually happened? I think I'm moving in time, but the time never comes to fruition. It never becomes the next moment. Hi, Kane. Is knowing born from language? I don't know. Because when a baby's born, it knows immediately to breathe, to go towards the breast, to cry. But it doesn't even need to know it, does it? I mean, do we know anything? Or is the knowing just miraculously occurring? And we think we know, but do we really know? I mean, what do you know? I know the sun's shining, but I don't really know it. It just is obvious. I don't know if knowing comes from language. I guess certain knowing might come from it. Like, I know there's a state called enlightenment. I know it because I've heard it from so many people. But is that a knowing or is that a belief? It's hard to say. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Lo. Hi, Lisa. I'm here to enjoy your detritus. Detritus less. And elegant speaking. Oh, hi, Thomas. Oh. Nope, never moved away from what is happening. Actually, seems impossible. It's completely impossible. Have a go. Have a go. You know, even if you can't, you just can't move away from it. And why would you want to? The problem comes, I think, with people is that they want to move away. It's never good enough. Sure, it can be aggravating and annoying sometimes. But that's just how it is. That's just the color of life, isn't it? That's the drama of life. You know, you think everything's going well, and then you walk outside and you have a neighbor like mine who you bump into. And he's really, really annoying. But it's great. There's this idea of complete, there's this idea of being complete. It's all ideas. They're only ideas because what is always complete. But you have to see that in your own experience, and that's not something something has to happen to experience. You can just look and see like that everything's always complete, and nothing can happen, nothing will happen, because everything always is. Is this message still as amazing and incredible when it was first heard? Yes, it's completely mind-bogglingly impossible. And that's what's so intriguing. And it never, ever bores me. And people say to me, oh, but I ask the same question over and over again. It's like, it's not the question. It's not boring, those questions. You know, the same old questions. How do I get rid of my me? Blah, blah, blah. It's the investigation that goes nowhere. It's the investigation into life itself, which never has an answer, but there's a deep sense to it, which everybody has without exception, not just the few chosen few who have a bunch of flowers next to them. Without exception, everybody is that life, and it's amazing. Fruition in the physical life, it makes it confusing.
Read the next question, sorry. From Changing Ears. It's the same question.
Oh, sorry, say again. I need to put my glasses on, actually. I can't see a thing. Which one?
The Changing Ears.
Changing ears.
Yes, read that question.
Okay. I think because things do come to fruition in the physical life, it makes it confusing. For example, we go to school to become something, and then we try to use the same philosophy to achieve know me. Yeah, because we live in believing that something's going to come to fruition. So if you remember being at school, that memory is here. It's here. So when you're thinking about coming to fruition, that's here, but it never actually comes. Nothing ever actually comes. It's so simple. It's so simple. We want something to come to fruition. And it feels like things have, when you think of the story about 10 years ago and how everything's changed and it's become what it is. But that whole 10 years, we never moved out of it, because you never move out. It just becomes part of the timeless storybook. And there's nothing wrong in a storybook. And people often say to me, I know it's a story, but it's like, yeah, but do we really know it's a story? Do we really know anything at all? And we can dance in that. We can dance in it. We're always trying to know. And it's just so heavy and dull. Would you mind telling me how the seeking fell away for you? Ooh. Well, the seeking stopped a long time before that happened. I actually got bored of it. The whole thing got boring. I wasn't having a good time. And I had a heartbreak, actually. I had a heartbreak, and it was so devastating that I realized that my whole life I thought I'd been living was just a load of bullshit, actually. That the whole idea of Lisa and who she was and who she's going to be and all that stuff just became clear that None of it's true. And when there was a realization that nothing's true, there was no idea what was going on. And I still don't know what's going on. I still have no idea what's going on. But it's beautiful. And it's less burdensome than trying to find out what's going on. I mean, how many teachers are there of what's going on? And they all say different things. What about what you say? What about you? What do you have to say? Because you're the only life there is. So what about what you have to say about your life? Why do you need someone else to tell you what life is when you are life? You don't. It's insane when you think about it. I need someone to tell me what life is. Why? So I can feel better. Or good luck with feeling better. Maybe you'll feel better if you stop taking notice of everybody else, including me. Because your life itself, you are it. I mean, look at it. There's only just what is. And there's only one is in the universe. And for me, it's this. And for you, it's whatever is for you. And no one can tell you what that is. And no one can tell you that it's wrong, that it's less than, that it's more than. Nobody. Because it's absolutely, completely what is. And no one can enter that paradigm, that phenomenon that you call your life. Hi, Thomas from Perth. So there's no way of feeling better or less contracted all the time. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, what makes you contracted? I'd ask yourself that. Is it belief that you're somebody and you have to go? Is it a belief that you're less than other people? That you haven't completed your life yet? You know, only you can answer those questions, actually, not anybody else. Is Lisa enlightened? Absolutely not. I don't even know what that word means. Enlightened, to be lighter. Lisa's definitely lighter, for sure. Because Lisa doesn't have a bullshit story running about who she is, where she's going, and how she can get there. That's a lighter experience, you could say. But enlightened has a lot of stuff with it, doesn't it? A lot. Many different philosophies and teachings. For me, there's just sitting here in a room speaking and looking at a screen full of, no, actually I can only see names mainly. I can see one person. Looking at a wall of names beside one. That's what is. That's not enlightened. That's not unenlightened. Would you rather be a millionaire or know me? Well, I'm neither a know me or a me. Neither of those paradigms run here. Neither of them. That's a paradigm. That's a gestalt that has been used as, I don't know what, I don't even know what it is. It's a gestalt. It's something, it's a belief that there's something called a me and something called a no me. That's just sitting in a room. That's neither. None of those things apply here. So I'd rather be a millionaire. Yeah. Because there's no such thing as a no me. I mean, look at it. A no me. Even to be a me. I'm a me. What does that even mean? It doesn't even mean anything. It's just an idea. Do thoughts trigger feelings, or it's the other way around? Sure, yeah. I can think about something and I'll think, oh yeah, that's good. Or, oh no, that really is really irritating. See, nothing, it doesn't, see, what we do is we measure up these things. Like thoughts is a big thing, isn't it, for people? Thoughts are bad. Why? Thoughts are not a measure of anything. They're just thoughts. You know, like it's my daughter's birthday today. I didn't see my daughter, but I thought about her and I was like, oh, you know, that's a thought triggering a feeling. But it's like, so what? It doesn't matter. It just is what it is all the time.
You have a question from John. His hand is raised up.
Oh, hello, John.
Hi, Lisa. How you doing?
Hi, good, thank you. How are you?
I was just wanted you to ask you about that heartbreak. What I've kind of gone through something similar myself just recently, so I'm kind of not. I'm just trying to feel whatever it is I have to feel, and let it sort of just be. I don't know if you call it a radical grace, but is was the key for you just like not getting stuck in a story about the heartbreak, or you know, like not that, you know, I guess it sounds like I'm trying to use it for like some kind of skillful means, but I just, you know, I know sometimes difficult things can help us grow instead of becoming something that we get stuck in. And I just don't, you know, I want to not, well, I guess right now it wouldn't be normal to not feel a lot of upsetment, but I just kind of, maybe if you talk about just how you dealt with that, or just even if it was just there was no thought about it, maybe you just went through it naturally. So kind of how did that work for you?
Yeah, there was no thought about it actually. It felt like it just blew a hole through the whole of my life. Like literally, you know, you see those cartoons where there's like someone's blown a hole through the middle.
Mm.
It felt like that. It felt like it literally blew a hole through the whole of me. And I didn't even think about should I feel or not feel the pain of it. It was just completely devastating.
Yeah.
And I didn't think about should I allow it or not allow it. I was just devastated.
Right. You there was no conscious movement one way or the other. You just were, it was just what was happening. Yeah. Like you said, it was what was happening. Yeah.
Yeah. And it obviously blew a hole through my brain as well.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because it fills your life with a lot of uncertainty. You know, there's a lot of feeling of what, you know, you kind of, I don't know, there's a lot of ideas and security around what it brings. And then when it's gone, you kind of left without anything to hold on. There's a lot of feeling of, I don't know, for me anyway, you're looking for something to hold on to. And it's, you know, a big thing is.
Yeah, and it's gone. And it's gone. Yeah, the ground's fallen away from under your feet.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and
So,
then I realized that there was no ground to begin with. It was all illusory.
right. Yeah. Just, you know, looking into it sort of feels like it's cut well, not totally, but I mean the idea of like looking too far ahead into time, into a future, or the idea of a future is just, I kind of, not consciously, but that sense of just coming back into this, because this is the only way I can deal with it. I can't deal with it by thinking about it in terms of like a past and a future. It's too overwhelming. So I don't know, maybe
well, you'll just deal with it how you deal with it.
yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you. Emerson, if I change the view to grid for myself, will that change it for everybody else?
Oh, I just put you in spotlight there for a moment, but it's back to the grid. No, you can go to gallery and you can see everyone. Yeah.
I prefer not to look at my face.
I see Victoria.
Okay, there's a couple of, anybody got the hand up? No? Okay. Oh, thank you. Sometimes the emotions are very strong and insane. The seeking starts. I don't really understand the question. I'm just going to see if I can guess the question. That's a question. If you're looking for a way out of the emotion, yeah, you can start seeking. I'm guessing that's what you mean. See, we're always looking for a way out, especially of emotion. And that's natural. But when we're looking for a permanent way out of emotion, that's when it gets problematic. Emotions come and go. They just come and go. They just don't stick. It's when we're looking for a permanent get out. Like, I don't want to feel emotion anymore. Well, we're human beings. It's just not going to happen. We're not lampposts. My cat has loads of feelings. Change from 5 minutes to the next 5 minutes. It's funny, but nothing sticks. And that's what emotions are like. That they don't stick unless you buy into them. It's like, this is me, and oh no, I have this emotion, and that means that I'm lower down the rung of enlightenment or whatever. But the thing is, there is no rung to enlightenment. There's only life as it is, and it's absolutely pure. It's pure intelligence, being life. Incredible. Hi, Patricia from Florida. Oh, thank you. Hi, what about knowing? The experience is known. So you are the knowing, is it? You know what? I just don't consider that stuff. It just doesn't. I mean, figuring out whether you're the knower or what is being known is me or is it not known. When you don't have that stuff running, it's just literally free. Everything comes and goes freely without the analysis of, well, who knows that? Because those sorts of analysis are normally an analysis of my position, of where I'm at, normally, not in every case, of where I'm at in the ladder. Am I higher or lower? Or merely there, oh, now I'm back again. And it's this toing and froing in a paradigm which actually has no reality. Because when you look at that paradigm, here, sitting here in a room, what is it? It's literally a mental structure. It's a mental structure. That's all it is. There is no you. nor me. There is no you nor me. I have no idea. There's just sitting here talking without the idea of being a me, there being somebody or nobody. You could all be somebody's. You could all be nobody's. Or neither. You could all be aliens. I don't know. It could be all holograms. Who knows? So we get stuck on something. We literally get stuck on something. And it's always a measurement. And it's the measurement where the problems are, mainly. That's where everything gets sticky. Everybody suffers with the feeling of I'm not good enough. Everywhere. For one reason or another. And then you get into the spiritual seeking, then the not being good enough gets interesting. Let's say. It's no longer I'm not good enough because I don't have a job or I don't have a girlfriend. Then it's like I'm not good enough because I'm still a me. All this sort of stuff. Freedom is freedom. Freedom is freedom. There's no rules to it. It's free. This is free to be. Try and stop it being itself. Try and stop it being free. Try and stop yourself from being whatever it is in any given moment. It's completely free.
There's a question from Eligio. What's up?
Oh, okay. Hi.
Hello, how are you doing today?
Hi, good, thank you.
Does it just come down to just go with it?
Well, try and stop going with it.
What if I don't want to try to stop going with it? And don't?
You'll just be whatever it is any given moment. Whatever you try to do or not try, it won't make any difference.
No, what I mean is it just accept what's happening and go with what's happening?
It's more subtle than that, actually. It's more like accepting what's happening is what's happening.
Okay.
Because if you accept what's happening,
I see. I'm back to the...
Then you're looking for... Then you're still looking. When actually...
I'm back to a position.
You're
somehow.
back to a position. Yeah.
Okay.
There's no way around it.
Okay. Thank you. I think kind of... I'm not gonna say I get it.
It's the kind of thing that you kind of get, but you can't explain what it is. It's like no one can explain what this is. It just is so immediate and there's no words for it. There's literally no words for it. So as soon as we're trying to accept it or not accepting it, it's still the immediate, it still is.
Yeah, it's hard, but thank you. It's hard, but not hard. So thank you.
Yeah. Something I found dangerous is numbness, which is very different than inner peace. Numbness deteriorates the body, and so pain body attacks result to try and combat increased numbness. Yeah, I mean, why would you be numb? I don't really have an answer for that. except for maybe try and have a nice time. maybe just live your life, and maybe have some non-inner peace. Maybe have some drama, some fun, some life, some color. There's actually more inner peace in not trying to find inner peace. In order to say everything is free, it must be known. Who knows? Okay, let's find an analogy for that. In order for the sky to be blue, it must be known. Who knows the sky is blue? Measurements are known. That's why we can speak about it. Measurements change all the time, and knowing element is always there, unchanging. You must be it. Well, these are just like, I don't even know what that you're talking about, actually. There's just life happening. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Knowing or not knowing. You can think I know or I don't know, but it's just still what's happening. It doesn't change anything. It seems like what caused your breakthrough was caused by your world falling apart, but it was nothing you did to bring that about, and nothing we can do to bring about that breakthrough. Yeah, but the breakthrough, right? You don't have to have a breakthrough. You don't have to go through heartbreak. There's no breakthrough. The realization is there is no breakthrough. That life is already spontaneously itself. You are life spontaneously happening, looking for a breakthrough. I know that's really hard to get your head around. Figment of knowing. I'm sorry, it's just a little bit too intellectual for me. It's sort of, I understand what you're saying, but it just, what I enjoy is the freshness of life, not trying to work it out, whether it's knowing or not knowing. If that's fresh for you and you enjoy it, it's like, yeah, knowing, then yeah, but you can never work anything out. Because as soon as you work something out, it's still just what's happening. Then suddenly there's something else happening. And it doesn't matter what you work out, you just don't sort of run around in circles trying to work it out. You never actually get anywhere because you're just life, being everything, running around in circles, trying to work out what life is. But if you enjoy that kind of thing, yeah, sure, why not? Is it the end of drama or making drama from life? It's the end of person. Yeah, I don't have any personal drama about my person, whatever that is. There's no personal drama. There's things I don't enjoy, and then I just do my best to move away from them. There's no personal, I can say there's no personal drama. It's not the end of drama. There's always drama, you know. Having a drama with a cat down the road at the moment. It's never the end of life happening. But there's no personal dramas because I don't measure myself up to anything, to any ideas I have about myself. Positions change all the time, but the knowing element never changes. So the position must be a figment of knowing. Oh, I already read that one. What's your thoughts on religion? Ooh. It's a spicy question. I have a lot of thoughts on religion. I could speak for hours on that. I mean, it depends what you mean. Religion. I live in a very religious town. I live in a very Spanish Catholic town. And as far as I'm concerned, they can do what they want and I don't really care. I don't really care, actually, when it comes down to it. I have thoughts about where religion comes from and all the sort of nuances and machinations of religion. But on the whole, I think everybody, I don't really care what anybody else does. They can believe in the pastor, God, doesn't really matter, whatever. I don't subscribe to any religion because what's the point? Because it would still be the one life being that religion. So I don't find myself being pulled in to belief structures because it wouldn't make any difference. It just makes no difference to anything. I've never been very religious. I've dabbled a bit, but I always found it annoying because I don't like groups. I'm a group person. I don't like rules and groups and, you know, hierarchies, and some people are closer to God and some people aren't, and all this nonsense. When there's only just the one life. So either everybody's God or no one's God. You know, you can't get closer to life than being life. It's an impossibility. And it's really annoying for the seeker, really annoying. I remember seeking, trying to get closer to life. Please, God, show me life. What an irony. What an irony. Please, God, show me life. Show me. And all the time, I was the life saying that the whole time. The whole time, we're the life we're looking for. We are that. We're life looking for life. It's so funny and beautiful, really. Really beautiful. It's so wonderfully designed. The whole thing is just, what a design. What an incredible creation this is. And we want to box this impossibly massive creation into a box of knowing or a know me or a, you know, or a deity or a something. I guess it gives comfort. There's no comfort in what I'm talking about. It's very uncomfortable if you want comfort. You're at the, you just, there's no comfort, yeah. But it's wild and free not to be hooked onto a need to be in a safe box. And I put the know me as a safe box. It sounds really good, doesn't it? Being a know me. If I get there eventually, it's just another box. It's just another thing. It's basically saying I'm separate. Well, nobody's separate. There's no separation. Even thinking I'm separate is not separate. It's the one life. That's what non-duality means. There is no two. So how can there be a me and a no me? It's an impossibility. There's no two. There's no separation. There's no duality. Oh, that's better. I think numbness is a result of mind trying to protect itself 24/7, even subconsciously. Does that kind of need protection remain in liberation? Well, the thing is I'm talking about is it's not liberation, is that you are a unique expression of life. But I could also say that there's nothing to protect yourself from. Nothing to protect yourself from at all. You can never work it out. You are life in free fall. Yes, that's better. Prefer that. Did you deal with depression? I'm one of those fortunate people who never dealt with deep depression. I'm more of a fiery kind of personality. I think the only time I ever got down was when my daughter left home for the first time. I didn't even know I was down, actually. Until I realized, like, oh, I feel really weird. What is it? So not really, no. It never was my characteristic. Does free will exist? I think no, because non-duality is one whole movement. I wouldn't like to pin it down to having an answer, because imagine if you were wrong. You know? How about neither? How about life just being as it is without those considerations? Because I've seen people get very down from seeing that there is no free will. And then they think like, okay, now I can't do anything. And they sit in their houses for months staring at the Netflix. And then they like come out of it and go, what the hell have I been doing for 6 months? Watching Netflix. I thought I couldn't do anything. Because there's, I've been told there's no free will, therefore, see, it can have it like, I don't know if free will exists or not, and I don't really care, but I think what can happen is that idea of there being no free will, maybe not for you, but for some people, they give up. I've seen people give up their passions because of it. How about just scrapping the whole paradigm of religion? It's all religion. Free will, no free will, me, no me, blah, 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 blah. It's all religion. You've got to believe in it. Oh, here's a good question. Would you rather go for drinks with Daenerys Targaryen, Khaleesi, or Jean-Luc Picard? You can invite an extra person. Who would it be? Ooh. Well, to be sneaky, I'd like to see Jean-Luc Picard, but I could also invite Daenerys.
Good
Yeah.
answer.
Sorry? Good answer. Yeah.
Good answer.
It's a sneaky answer. Yeah, Jean-Luc Picard. Definitely. My cat's called Jean-Luc, by the way, after Jean-Luc Picard. But also Daenerys, she's good too. Like, ride on the dragon. Choosing to not do is a choice also. It just is what it is. It's just what's happening. What does it matter? What does it matter? Choosing to not do is a choice also. You could say that, but it doesn't. You can say that, yeah. But I don't know whether that's true. Me. Oh, okay. I see. It doesn't matter. No, it just doesn't. It doesn't. It's like, unless you're like a full-on philosopher. Philosophers do that sort of stuff, don't they? And I love philosophy, don't get me wrong. I love philosophy, metaphysics. I love all that stuff. I can drink it up. But when it comes to being free, it makes no difference. Nothing makes any difference to freedom because everything's already free. I know the mind wants to go, no, I don't feel free. It's like, well, that's the whole of life going, no, I don't feel free. Is it our belief that keeps us stuck? You're not stuck. You're not stuck. You are the whole of life. Thinking that your belief keeps you stuck. Oh, it's so impossible, isn't it? Beautiful. Picard might like the subject of non-duality, and he assumes you were Q playing with him. Yeah. I love Q. Oh, Trekkie fan. Maybe I could invite Q. He would just mess with us though, wouldn't he? Non-duality is a bugger, isn't it? Because it never offers an answer for the mind. It never gives an answer to the mind. And yet, there's that sense of something that cannot be named, cannot be spoken of, cannot be put in a nice gilded cage and, you can't imprison life as a description or a knowing or a religion. It can't be imprisoned, it can't be captured. It's too sublime and ineffable and beautiful to capture it with something for me. Just can't happen. And yet we love it, don't we? And yet we love it. We love to try and capture it. Fear arises as sensations in the head. Afraid my head will pop. Your head might pop, yeah. Feeling unfree is also freedom. Yes. How can it not be? How can anything that's happening not be the entirety of this one life? Oh, thank you. And thank you last time to the 2 people who donated. And one of them, I don't know if you're listening, one of them was particularly generous, and you know who you are, and I'm very grateful. Yeah. So if you all took me like just like $1 even, that would be brilliant. Where are we? 3 minutes. We've got 3 minutes still. A lot can happen in 3 minutes.
What was that song you were singing earlier?
Melanie Day, where have you gone? That one. Melody
one.
Day.
Yeah.
We were singing it because before we started, this lady, I'm assuming it's a lady, Melody, was in there, and I thought she was part of the team. So I was singing this song, and then realized that she wasn't part of the team. she's just there early. Oh, when I meditate, when fear, sorry, I meant when meditate, when fear arises. Yeah, when fear arises, I mean, you just got to do what you got to do. I mean, love, yeah, love, fear, yeah. The thing is, fear just arises and then it goes again. It's just like that, isn't it? I have no answer for fear, no answer, except for it's not real. It's not real. It just feels real. No name. Well, I've really enjoyed tonight. It's been very lively. What's that? Did you speak?
I just wanted to show you that there's Victoria, there's Matij there, and there's a whole bunch of people that don't have any faces, including myself. Just
Yes.
just black squares with names.
Yes. Yes.
If you can show yourself, there's Tom. Can you see Tom now?
Hi, Tom. There's also Mateus.
There's Beata. Oh, cool.
Hi, Peter. Yeah, there's
Vita.
a few.
There's a few. There's a whole bunch of people on YouTube as well.
Oh, hello,
And
YouTube.
on Facebook.
Hi, Facebook.
There's a YouTubers, and then there's some Facebookers. And then Anders goes, thanks. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Lisa. If you can unmute yourself and say bye.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Lisa.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Lisa.
Bye-bye.
Lots of love.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you next
Bye-bye.
month, Lisa.
See you next month.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.